I got a chance.
Opportunity, promotion, blah, blah. You know, those are just words.
Words. All I have to offer is words.
Just words.
Just words.
Just a little bit of words.
Nobody cares.
Is my mic on?
Oh no.
Oh shit!
I'm about to say it. Like, wait, what happened?
Oh yeah, like, I don't hear myself. What's going on, my beautiful peoples? This is Kain. Welcome to Just Words Nobody Cares. Today's a real quick one because this episode that we did, our first episode of Just Words on the road. On the road, bro. On the road. And there, who you hear as always is my main man, my brother, Drizzo. What's going on, peoples? What's going on? What's good? What's happening? Yo, so we did a little episode out in Atlanta to go visit our brother, Mr. Hill. He was having a book signing for his book, Born to Be. And also, while matter of fact, we got it right here. We got a copy right there. Copy right here. Shout out to Mr. Hill. Promotion for Mr. Hill. Absolutely. Promotion for Mr. Hill. I believe it's on Amazon too, so I'll put the link on and see. Big book. Yeah, big book. Lots to read. Yo, way bigger than I thought it would be. Honestly, lots to read. I was like, wow, man, I gotta. Yeah, gonna take some time. But for that guy, of course I'll read it. Absolutely. For that guy, of course I'll read it. So now it was a dope experience, man. This was like what my second time traveling with you in a minute, and so for me it was one of those things where I forgot how long it takes for cabs to show up. So like I you know what it is, man. In New York City, you hit the fucking like on Air for Uber or Lyft or Uber, and you got the you can pick up in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 10, 15 minutes. It's to save money. But even if you hit 10, 15 minutes, motherfuckers still show up in 2 minutes. Quick. Mad little cars in the app. You see them. Shit just be circling. Mad little cars in the app just circling like, yeah, this is going to be a quick pickup. And, while we're out there, shit was like 20 hot minutes, yo. Yeah, just one little car. And one or two little cars. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that made, delayed the travels. We were supposed to be there at 4:30. Car didn't show up till like maybe 4:50. Yeah. Right? And my dumb ass thinking, I'll be right there. And then another 10, 15 minutes. And then we crossed paths with our uncle who brought his whole family. Shout out to Uncle Lou. Shout out to Uncle Lou. And the dude brought his entire family. And I could have sworn, man, because I had not slept the whole day. And I was like kind of ready to crash at a little point. Yo, but his little fucking kids, bro. Ball of energy, bro. Yo, they had like a whole shot of espresso or something. They hit the Waffle House, I think, before going to the event. It was like they couldn't stop running around. Yo, and I seen them running around. Yeah. And that little second where the curator came up to us and goes, hey, don't mind your kids, but there's like $20,000 $20,000 pieces artwork, so that can you please keep an eye on them? He looked concerned. There's some expensive painting in here, please, guys. Control them. Yeah, I felt so bad. Yeah, no, he was running around with them, bro, right behind them, just looking at them like, yo, please don't touch the painting. And so then we actually we're setting up. I'm running like crazy, setting up the cameras, the mic, all that shit. And there's a moment where I asked Lou, I was like, hey, can you ask your children to be quiet? And the dude was like, it's not happening. It's not as easy as you say. Not as easy as you think, bro. So the dude had to fucking remove his kid. I don't even know where he went for like those 10, 15 minutes. I think he went outside the venue because he was like, to make him quiet is almost going to be impossible. So might as well just take him outside the venue. So then we're doing this interview with Mr. Hill at like 5:45. And, I'm like, fuck it, we'll have time. People won't show up till like 6:30 or so. You at 5:59, people started walking in. Shout out to Atlanta to being so punctual. People was actually there. shows up on time.
The whole body was fashionably late, bro. Everybody came at 6. How you get a packed house at the exact time that you open that door, yo?
Yo, I was mad confused.
Yeah.
I was super lost. I'm like, yo, how you there at 6?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
And then motherfuckers is walking right in the middle of our shot.
Yeah, they wasn't playing.
Like, yo, you see a whole 3-camera setup situation.
With light.
With light.
Bright ass light pointing at us, bro. Like, we clearly have something going on right here. And one guy just went to say hi, Mr. Hill, and said, fuck your production.
I was like, all right, guess we're done.
Yeah, wrap it up because it's over. It's over. It's over.
Oh, man. But, so enough about me, telling y'all this is the episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. Check it out. Super hype. As always, here with my main man, Drizzo.
Yes. We made it to Atlanta today. Yes, to come see a very special person.
How you feel?
Better now that I've seen you.
Man, I haven't made the intro just yet, but who we got on deck is the person that has probably defined 90% of who I am today. And I've always talked about him, but now I'm having the privilege and the honor to share my experience, with you, now with the world, Mr. Jim Hill. And normally I got the sound bites on deck, so we got the round of applause. Yeah!
We'll give him the round of applause.
That's all right.
And so today we're here out in Atlanta for your book signing, Born to Be, and also tons of your spectacular artwork throughout the space. Every time I talk to you, you just give me gems. And right now, I just overheard you say something that you had said before, but it just hits stronger every time you say it again. And it is that not everybody wants these truths on their walls.
Right.
And before, you would tell me your goal was never to sell a piece. Now we're rocking, and you out here not only making it happen, but your pieces always keep getting better. Have you recognized a shift throughout your timeline, or does the good fight continue being the good fight in a different disguise?
It a rose by any color, any name is still a rose.
Another jewel dropped.
Yeah.
There's a bomb right there. There's a bomb right there.
I had so many questions for you lined up in my brain, but of course, because I run on Dominican time, I told you I was going to be here at 4:30, and it's now a cool 5:45, and we're just getting started, and this show starts at 6. So I'm going to try to ask you, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I'm 76 now. I've been around the block more than twice, and I'm at the twilight of my life. It's going to be over pretty soon, but while I'm here, I'm still want to try to make a little bit of noise.
And is like you looking towards the end just as fulfilling as looking towards the beginning?
Well, we're all put here for a purpose. And I believe, in my humble opinion, that I've lived out my purpose. I mean, I was a civil rights leader for young adults. Of course, I went out on the Civil Rights March against Wall Street, and there was only one person injured, and that was me. So
He was putting in that word. That word.
So the New York Times wanted to write it up, but I was just too humble, okay. I got shocked. What they did was they put water bags and they threw it down from the heights of Wall Street, and one crashed on my head, and I hit the floor for the count of 2. So I got up quickly, and I said, well, this is the lesson that I had to learn. Then I decided to go into education. And I said, I want to go into the worst area. That's what I told them. So the first thing they did was they sat me down with a psychiatrist to see whether I was crazy. And then they realized that I wasn't crazy, and they sent me to the worst area. You know, it was District 5. The second worst was the Dominican area.
What boroughs are that, Mr. Hill?
It's basically Manhattan. And that was a journey. And then I said, you know what? I need to raise some money to make a change. So I became a professional model. But after a while, I caught it. They were paying me $15,000 a day, but to do beer, booze, and cigarettes. I said, wait a minute, I don't smoke, I don't drink. What is this all about? And I found out that some people came from Africa, and they said, we see you on the billboard selling liquor. I said, wow. So they have me in the third world countries selling liquor. One person said, I just came from Germany and I saw you on the billboard. Well, I knew it was time for me to quit. You know, the money was good, but it was time to go. I went back into education for 20 plus years. And then, you know, it was so many different things that I was doing. I decided to run a homeless shelter. And that's where I met you. You came down to the homeless shelter. I think it was Thanksgiving, and you helped feed the homeless.
Oh yeah, that's right. We went.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, we went.
the whole
Yeah,
squad.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I was really happy. I mean, because here I am running a shelter, and I got my peeps coming down here, bringing a turkey.
Where was that at? That we went?
It was in Crookland.
In Crookland. Yeah.
That show's a little deep. I ain't gonna lie.
that was a long time ago, bro.
Right. You know, so after running the shelter and stuff like that, I learned a lot from the men, because one day it was raining, and this homeless man said, do you have any socks? And I said, I never thought about that. So I took off my socks and gave it to him. The next thing I knew is I went out there and I caught a new kind of pneumonia. I was sick as a dog, but that was the lesson I needed to learn. I got socks, underwears, T-shirts. I got all that for the homeless. But one day, I was giving out socks to the homeless man. Then I gave out T-shirts, and this one homeless man said to me, you're a good man. And I said, no, only God is good. You know, I could have told him, you know, I made errors and all that other stuff, you know, but he believed that I was a good man. And then one homeless man was sick. And I said, oh man, can I get you anything? He said, no, I'm not sick. I didn't understand what he was saying. The next morning he was dead. And I caught it. They said, you don't say you're sick when you're in the homeless situation. Because when you say that, it's time to be buried. So that was another lesson. And I was just learning. You know, I went out on the streets, and this prostitute, she confronted me. She said, do you have any money? I said, no, but I got some prayer. And she thought
Nobody wanted that.
Nobody. She didn't want to hear that at the time.
I mean, the prostitute thought I was crazy, okay? Because she was trying to offer me her body. And I thought that's horrible. Your body is the best thing you got going for her. And I gave her such a pep talk that she walked out and she was just proud of being who she was. So, I mean, I'm learning. And then I came to Atlanta. And boy, did I get an education. I mean, I was on the line for my wife. She wanted a pack of cigarettes. So I was on the line, and it was a separate line. It was a Walmart. And these two young, pretty white women said, hey, they started waving. I knew they couldn't be waving at me. No, I mean, I was older than gunpowder. and the younger brothers who was from Atlanta. They said, how about us? They said, no, we like him. And then I caught it. They went out to a truck, and the truck was a situation where they could have slammed me in there, and I would have been dead. So that was one lesson.
Oh, so it was a setup.
It was a setup.
Oh, damn.
And then another lesson, and I'm glad I had some kind of street smarts.
Yeah, because anybody could fall for that type of setup.
Oh, man. And then the other time, they called me down to do jury duty. And I was going to do jury duty, and I kept on getting out of cases because one case was an insurance case, and they asked me, so what do you think about insurance? I said, I don't believe in insurance. They said, what? I said, I don't believe in it because you're betting me that I'm going to die. I don't believe in it, okay? So the bottom line was, I said, okay, this guy, he said, you're unbelievable. I love the way you talk. He said, all my life, we were taught that blacks were ignorant, but here you are talking. And I said, oh my goodness, I got to get away from him. So that was another time I got away. So here I am now, I'm just an artist. And this is my
all these life
artwork.
lessons led you to be just an artist.
My man summed up like 70 years of lessons in two
In 2 sentences.
Okay. So I guess people are starting to come in.
Yeah, no, damn, shit. Yo, everybody here is early. Shit.
Yeah,
Right?
no Dominican time.
All right, you want to see if we maybe towards the end we can rock it again, or
Well,
we'll figure it out.
hey, Mike, good to see you, man.
I'm here way too early. I know. Congratulations.
We'll wrap it up later.
We'll wrap it up. Dre, so considering that we weren't able to do a last call for words over there. Yeah, man, I had like, I was gonna ask Mr. Hill mad shit, but I was drawing a blank at the moment. So I was just mad happy to catch up with homie. And then at one point, because he was talking about the twilight of his life and shit. Yo, by the end of the night, I was crying, bro.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I was like, yo, dude, I ain't trying to talk about your end.
Yeah. That shit touched you. That shit touched you, man. Like, oh shit, this nigga's balling.
Yeah.
Say, don't die no time soon, please. Stay alive. Stay alive. We need you.
And motherfucker tells me, yo, but how much more living you want me to do?
Yeah, for real. He was tired. You saw it in his face. He's like, I'm ready to go home, bro. I go to sleep at 6 in the afternoon, wake up at 2 in the morning. It's damn near 9. When are these fucking people leaving? He was so tired. Oh, I felt so bad. He didn't want to sign no more books. He didn't want to talk about his life no more. He just wanted to go home, man.
Yo, he was ready to wrap that shit up.
Yeah, he was ready to wrap it up.
So, with that said, we'll transition from that day, and we'll have our own little last call for words. So, with that said, any last call for words?
Any last call for words? It was Atlanta trip was a very, very short trip, a very inspiring and a very, very meaningful trip. You know what I'm saying? We had a great conversation, me and you, in a restaurant. That it was long and very insightful. And, to see Mr. Hill and hear Mr. Hill and hear his story, how he told us before a bunch of times, it's inspiring me, man. And all he wanted to do is help and inspire people to do better. And, seeing and speaking to people like that just inspires me more to do the same. And inspires me more to have the right circle of people around me. So I will travel to go talk and have a meaningful conversation with anybody that I'm seeing that is worth it. So, you know what? Shout out to Mr. Hill. Thank you for the invite. And definitely will be there at the next one. Shout out to you too, bro. It's fucking exciting times. It's a great time.
It's one of those things, man, where just putting putting yourself in the room, being in the room full of great people, great energy. We crossed paths with some dope people.
Yeah.
But setting the intention, and I think that's what it is, man. Setting the intention and and following through with the intention of wanting to experience different settings, different circumstances that can promote growth. Not gonna lie, like, yo, you know, there was a moment where our uncle was talking to Mr. Hill, and I don't know if it was like digs or a challenge, but he was like, "Oh, I see that your work is a little bit more palatable, and it's a little bit more mainstream or whatever."
Because not to cut you off, his paintings was more intense back in the days, right?
They were focused more on homelessness. They were focused more on, like as he says it. They had a lot of truth. Okay. And so not that these don't, but they're definitely from a different lens. Yeah. And we didn't really get to cover, I mean, we briefly covered it with him, but my listening to our uncle share those thoughts and kind of like in a sideways approach, I was just like, damn, man. Even no matter what, like, the thing is just Dominican culture, period. Like, coño, no matter what you do, bro, como que nunca, like, it's never enough. Nunca es suficiente. Yeah. Like, yo, my man is in a beautiful ass art gallery. His work is taking up probably like a good half of the space. Yeah, he had a
great space.
And homie is still like, his fucking pieces are going for like $6,500 a pop.
$7,000, $8,000 a pop.
And I'm like, yo, so the thing is that I think in our culture, we either got to be Michael Jordan or we got to be the dude cleaning the floor. Nobody tells us that we could be the people brokering the contracts. Nobody tells us that we could be the people that are managing the artists or doing anything else. It's either the superstar or motherfucking nothing. Yeah. Mr. Hill just kind of embodies and reminds me, like, yo, you can create your own realm where, you know, you're your own truth and you can follow through with that. And I walked away feeling fulfilled and walked away, sad, fulfilled, sad because he was talking about the twilight of his life. And I'm like, I was being selfish. I don't want people to leave yet. Yeah. Yeah. But fulfilled in the sense that I made the time to create, create an opportunity to share again with him. So I was very fulfilled about that. Happy to see all his work, happy to see his vibes, happy to see the energy on his wall. And, the fact is that whether we may not find value in the stuff, and when I say we, like my uncle, like the culture, the ideology and all that kind of stuff, because it's like, if it's there, it's attainable, then anybody can do it. But, if he were making millions of dollars, then maybe he's made it. But because he's not, but he's been doing this, helping the homeless with all the profits he gets from all his pieces. It's just fucking so inspiring. And I was just very happy about it. So, with that said, last call for words would be just creating more room, more opportunity, more space to just be in inspiring situations.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody's success is what you make it, is what you want it to be. You don't have to be the Picasso of the fucking room. But if something you create and you're proud of, I think that's success right there.
That's true.
So next time,
just dropping
bombs. Dropping bombs. So talking about trips, next trip is
We're gonna do DC.
All right.
We're gonna do DC.
We're gonna do DC.
And that we're gonna do DC in April, and we're gonna figure out another one. At least do one in the quarter, like
Yeah. We could do that. Absolutely.
and we'll keep on rocking. Drizzo, this is your boy Ron Kain. Thank you very much for rocking. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to many more Just Words on the road.
Absolutely. Holla at your boys.
Have a wonderful day, and we're out.